parents, guardians, students of Sheikh Vidya Mandir English High School. A very warm welcome to the webinar of National Education Policy 2020. Friends, education is a human right with an immense power to transform an individual. The National Education Policy 2020 is the first education policy that envisions an education system rooted in Indian ethos and contributes directly to transforming India into an inequitable knowledge superpower. NEP 2020 aims at transforming Indian education system to meet the needs of 21st century. This policy is a progressive step to the previous National Policy of Education 1986. It is a comprehensive framework for elementary education to higher education as well as vocational training in both rural and urban India. This policy is all about making learning joyful and not burdensome or stressful for students. As you all are aware, for the past so many months, NEP is going on in everybody's mind. Now, since the Union Cabinet of India has approved it on 29th July 2020, we are all set to create an awareness about it amongst our Sheikh Vidya Mandir school community. My dear parents, any policy's effectiveness depends upon its implementation. We cannot implement anything at one go. It has to be implemented in a phased manner. We will have to prioritize its implications involving all our stakeholders. Government of India intends this national policy to be completely operational by 2030. So, I am here to take you through an awareness program about the same. Here on, I will be taking you through a presentation which will enlighten you about this comprehensive framework. Thank you. Friends, without a vision, a policy cannot be understood. So, the vision of NEP 2020 is develop an education system deeply rooted in Indian ethos, which has the capability to provide high quality education to compete in the global world. The curriculum and pedagogy must develop a sense of respect towards fundamental duties and Constitution of India and have a deep bond with the country. Develop a sense of pride and respect for the country and be responsible for human rights, sustainable development, global well-being, thereby reflecting a truly global citizen. So, this means the policy is deep rooted in the feeling of Indianness, which we all are proud of. The feeling of nationalism is to be percolated to the future citizens of India. So with this vision, NEP 2020 is all ready to set in our education system. Key principles of NEP 2020. My dear friends, these unique principles make this policy a very strong policy. The principles are respect for diversity and local context, equity and inclusion, community participation, use of technology, emphasize conceptual understanding, unique capabilities, critical thinking and creativity, and continuous review. Now, respect for diversity and local context. We all know India is a diverse country and we all should respect diversity, and local culture has to be respected as well. Equity and inclusion means the inclusion of different socio-economic backgrounds, different levels of intelligences, different cultural setups, and all these aspects and many more have to be taken care of. Community participation, encouragement and facilitation for philanthropic, private and community participation. Use of technology. Now, as we all are aware that technology is one aspect which we cannot ignore at all. The 21st century is a century of technological breakthrough, without which our children cannot compete with world. And probably COVID-19 has also made our teachers techno-savvy. They have drifted away from the traditional way of teaching. Emphasize on conceptual understanding. Now, conceptual understanding is one thing which is away from rote learning. Now, rote learning is done away with. The assessment pattern has changed and steps have been taken to do away with rote learning. Unique capabilities means every child is unique in his or her own way. This policy talks about identifying such uniqueness of every child and hone that capability by parents and school. Critical thinking and creativity, problem solving, logical thinking, all these things separate each child from other children. The children with same intelligence quotient are separated with these aspects, with these quotients from each other. In this competitive world, lakhs of students appear for various exams all over the country and they get similar qualifications. In that case, their creativity and problem solving aptitude will separate them from each other and will bring them jobs. Continuous review is the multiple assessments which will happen throughout the year for the review of the student. Transforming curricular and pedagogical structure. Dear parents, this is a very important slide. We are doing away with age-old practice of 10+2 system. Probably we all have studied in this system. Now our children have a different pedagogical structure. New educational system of 5+3+3+4, which means 5 years, initial 5 years are the number of years of foundational stage, which includes nursery, junior KG, senior KG, class 1 and class 2. Next 3 years will be preparatory stage, in which class 3, 4 and 5. Next 3 years will be a middle stage, in which class 6, 7 and 8 will be included. Next, last 4 years will be secondary stage, wherein class 9, 10th and 11th and 12th will be included in the school years. So the 10+2 system is changed into 5+3+3+4. Shift to competency-based teaching, learning and assessment. This means we are talking about picking out the strong traits of a particular child and make him learn whatever he or she is strong at. The practice of imposing particular subject on a child will no longer be there. We will be promoting critical and creative thinking, which means in 21st century, critical and creative thinking will be vital. Shifting traditional assessments to competency focused. The assessment will be more practical oriented. It will be testing the application and higher order thinking of the students. Application, analysis, logical creation, logical thinking, creativity, evaluation will be tested. Track student progress comprehensively. We are going back to CCE, which means Continuous Comprehensive Evaluation, which was in practice earlier and then shifted to formative and subjective assessment. Now, through this policy, we are again going to CCE, where student will be tested comprehensively and frequently. Design tools and resources. All the teaching resources will be designed in such a way that we get the learning objectives very clearly. Curriculum will be reduced because, as it is clear from the picture, the curriculum will be reduced because there are more books to study, which automatically makes a child rote learn or mugging up the things. So to make application based learning the volume of books will be reduced, which is evident from this picture. Promoting sports integrated and art integrated learning for the holistic development. This year also art integrated projects are given to students which they are enjoying. Salient features of stages in school. As I told you earlier, instead of 10 plus 2, we will have 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. Accordingly, the initial 5 years will be foundational stage, which means playway based learning will be important in these years. Next is preparatory stage, which is class 3 to 5. A gradual transmission from play based learning to more formal classroom learning will happen in this stage. Next 3 years for class 6 to 8 is called middle stage, which will have subject oriented pedagogy and curricular methodology. The next is secondary stage of 4 years, which includes class 9 to 12. This will have 4 years of multidisciplinary study. Most important point here is subject flexibility and students' choice, exposure to more subjects, more frequent assessment of modules. This is the important point here. So we can see a gradual shift from playway to learning to subject-based learning to multidisciplinary study. Now, the early childhood care education, which is ECCE. The pre-primary sector, which was all these years was neglected, now it is given more importance. This sector is now very much organized. There will be a set of rules and regulations. There will be proper guidelines, which will be ECCED or the foundational learning. The early childhood care and education will be much more organized and foundation learning will be playway based. Attainment of foundational literacy and numeracy by Gate 3 in mission mode. Universal acquisition of foundational skill like reading, speaking, writing, mathematics, etc. These are foundational skills. National mission of foundational literacy and numeracy will be set up, which will be called as FLN. Book promotion policy will be there, which will create lot of awareness regarding reading of books. Early learning is going to focus on 3 R's, which is reading, writing and arithmetic. There will be 3-month play-based school. For all grade 1 students, they will have structure like this. First 3 months will be play-based school. Next 3 months will be play-based school preparation. And finally, they will be introduced to the conceptual learning of different subjects. National repository, this will be set up for high quality teaching and learning resources. Libraries and digital libraries will be enriched. Curtailing dropout rates and ensuring universal access to education at all levels. Children from dropping out from schools will be prevented in this national education policy. We will try to bring children back to school and prevent them from dropping out, and these steps will be taken. We don't want our children to drop out from schools for different reasons, and these reasons can be socio-economic, family or performance, etc. So the idea is to stop dropouts. Multiple pathways of learning will involve both formal and non-formal way of learning. Non-formal modes of learning means distant or open learning programs like NIOS, National Institute of Open Schooling, which will play a vital role for those kids who can't attend school physically. Highlights of pedagogical structure: competency-based education, integration of subjects, development of scientific temper, no silos among subjects or learning, emphasis on digital literacy, promotion of multilingual teaching. This is another important aspect of this policy. As we had discussed, competency-based education. There will be modules on preparing and implementing pedagogical plans based on competency and outcome-based education for school leaders. Integration of subjects through arts integrated, sports integrated, ICT integrated and storytelling based pedagogy, among others, as standard pedagogy. Development of scientific temper and inculcation of knowledge and practice of human and constitutional values such as patriotism, sacrifice, non-violence, truth, honesty, peace, etc. No silos among subjects means no subject will remain in isolation. We are heading towards a stage where a child will no longer be a particular stream holder. This means that a particular student can take physics as one of the subjects. Also, if he likes, economics as a subject can be taken. Third subject can be chemistry, and fourth subject can be business studies or English, which means it will be a stream independent pattern. Digital literacy. Emphasis will be given on digital literacy, coding and computational thinking, ethical and more reasoning. Promotion of multilingual teaching. This means we are going away from English medium schools, which means now India is a diverse country. English can be a medium of communication between the diverse states, but the schools which are known as English medium schools are done away with. A student, why this is? Because a student who is weak in English automatically becomes weak in science or mathematics or social studies, because the student has to learn those subjects in English which is not his mother tongue. So the policy tells that the mother tongue or the local language should be there to clear the concepts of the students. Encouraging 21st century skills in the classroom. We have to bring all these skills to the level of classroom. These are the areas which we need to focus on so that our children become global ready. That is digital literacy, problem solving, communication, critical thinking, creativity, health and fitness, social responsibility, ethics, scientific temper, and collaboration. Introduction of contemporary subjects: artificial intelligence, holistic health, data science, organic living, design thinking, machine learning. Now, artificial intelligence is already setting in. This is one term which we all are aware of now. With artificial intelligence, we mean we have robots who will be doing things for us. Now they have started doing paintings, drawings and other things also. We must understand that our children will be competing with robots in 21st century. So we need to prepare them to serve and to get a job in future. So artificial intelligence is something that every child should be aware of. Holistic health is going beyond body and mind. It talks about emotional and spiritual quotient, which is EQ and SQ. It is not only about IQ, now EQ and SQ is also a part of it. Data science is another important subject. Organic living. As we all know, farming is very important component in days to come. India is a land of farmers. So the new trends in farming, the developed country like Russia and USA are doing this organic living. So we have to prepare our children also for organic living. Design thinking, where children should learn how to design, how to plan out things. Machine learning is understanding the way machines operate. As I told you, these children will be fighting with robots, competing with robots. So they should know how to handle these machines and how to control them for their benefit. Year-long course during grades 6 to 8. At middle school, imparting skill education will be an important component of this policy. Creative fields, fields of human negotiation, and emergency fields will be left to humans. As we know, robots are overpowering all the areas of our lives. Now these fields, where if there is an emergency or any creativity or any human touch is required, only these fields will be left for humans. So we need to prepare and update our children with these skills. We have to give them survey on hands-on experience of a sampling of important vocational crafts such as carpentry, electric work, metal work, gardening, pottery making, etc., which will be decided by states and local communities. Mathematics and computational thinking. There will be increased emphasis throughout the school years, starting with foundational stage on mathematics and computational thinking. Emphasis will be on quizzes, puzzles and games and mathematics, and to make it more enjoyable and engaging. Introduction of activities involving coding and middle stage. As we all know, coding has become very fashionable these days. Emphasis on vocational education, which we have already talked about, that there will be 10 days bagless periods in which students will be expected to take vocational trainings. This will be in the middle stage, where grade 6 to 8 will intern with local vocational experts such as carpenters, gardeners, potters, artists, etc., and they will learn these skills. Periodic exposure to activities outside school will be meeting local artists and craftsmen will be planned. Knowledge of India. It is all about bringing out the Indianism in students. Knowledge from ancient India and its contribution to modern India and its success and challenges will be included in students' teachings. This year, Art Integrated Project was given to Standard 9th and 10th, which was an example of nationalism. For example, students of Maharashtra are doing the project on Orissa and they are enjoying it. Students will visit different states and they will understand different cultural exchange programs they will take, and they will understand the difference and the diversity of India, thereby getting Indianism, patriotism in them. Health education. Now, parents and schools have to work together to make their children aware of their health and nutrition. Basic training in health, including preventive health, will be given to children. Mental health and well-being will be taken care. Nutrition will be an important aspect. Personal and public hygiene and first aid will be taught to children. Detrimental and damaging effects of alcohol, tobacco and other drugs will be informed to children. Leveraging the power of multilingualism and language learning. Up to grade 5, students can learn in their mother tongue or local language. This is a very important aspect of this policy. Children whose primary language is not the language of instruction in school are more likely to drop out of school or fail in early grades. As we talked about the English medium schools earlier, if English is not their primary language and if the child is weak in English, he becomes automatically weak in other subjects because he has to understand those subjects in a language, in a foreign language which is not his mother tongue or a local language. So importance will be given on the leveraging power of multilingualism and language learning. National Curriculum Framework for School Education and Textbooks, which is NCFSE. The formulation of a new comprehensive national curricular framework for school education will be undertaken by NCERT based on the principles of National Education Policy 2020 and will be made available in all regional languages. Textbook will contain subject matter which is important from national point of view, and they will also have content of local importance. Transforming assessment for student development. Now there is a shift from rote memorization skills to formative and more competency-based assessment. Promoting learning and development of students, this assessment will test higher order skills, HOTS, such as analysis, critical thinking and conceptual clarity. Assessment for learning, optimized learning and development for all students will be there. There will be the underlying principle for assessment at all levels of education. There is one term which is very common these days: assessment for learning, assessment of learning, assessment as learning. This will aim at assessment of the new policy. Transforming assessments and tracking student progress across school years. All students will take school examination in grade 3, 5, 8, 10 and 12. The first exam will be in grade 3, second will be in 5, third in grade 8 and grade 10 and then grade 12. So a child will be examined in these grades only. The pen and paper test with examine, we mean the pen and paper test of 80 or 100 marks will be conducted only in these grades. Only individual student score will not be highlighted. Overall score can be made public, like 100% pass percentage. So the achievement of an individual student will not be highlighted. The schools will be announcing their overall performance of all the students. Redesigning report cards. Now, report cards will be 360-degree holistic report cards. The holistic progress card will form an important link between home and school and will be accompanied by parent-teacher meetings in order to actively involve parents in their children's holistic education and development. Results of the school examination will be used only for developmental purposes of the school education, for public disclosure by schools of their overall students' outcomes and anonymized student outcomes. As I told you, individual student scores will not be highlighted. Regarding the guidelines for assessment, NACSE will be set up. NACSE, National Curricular Framework for School Education, NCFSE, will be set up. National Assessment Center for School Education, NACSE. The center will advise the school boards regarding the new assessment patterns and latest researches, for promoting collaboration between school boards, to become an instrument for sharing of best practices between school boards, etc., about shifting their assessment patterns towards meeting the skill requirements of the 21st century and in consonance with the stated objectives of this policy. Teachers and Teacher Education NEP 2020. Now we are going to hunt for the teachers who are teachers by choice and not by chance. So this 4-year B.Ed program has been complemented. So the teachers by chance are slowly going to be eliminated. NEP aims at supporting teachers through all the phases of teaching. National professional standards for teachers will be developed by 2022. The professional standards will be reviewed and revised in 2030 and thereafter every 10 years on the basis of rigorous analysis of the efficacy of the system. Quality 4-year integrated B.Ed programs will be started. Transparency in transfers through online computerized system. Teacher eligibility tests will be strengthened. Sharing of teachers across schools. Schools and complexes will hire local eminent persons or experts as master instructors. A technology-based comprehensive teacher requirement planning will be done. Teacher education will gradually be moved by 2030 into multidisciplinary colleges and universities. Like how where the children study physics and chemistry, teacher education will also be taught in such colleges. There will be no separate B.Ed colleges. Multidisciplinary higher education institutions offering the 4-year in-class integrated B.Ed program also provide blended and ODL mode of teaching to students in remote areas. NEP aims to support and nurture teachers through all the phases of their tenure, like preparation, their recruitment, while teaching in the classroom, and their professional development. Continuous professional development, which is CPD, and improving standards. Teachers will have to undergo 50 hours of CPD every year, driven by their own interest. This is a mandatory program. This includes supporting gifted children, training teachers to be effective online educators, workshops and training programs for development of school leaders and principals. 21st century teaching, learning and assessment will be at heart of all teacher training programs. Anganwadi workers, teachers trained in early literacy, numeracy and other relevant aspects of ECCED. Inclusion and equity will become a key aspect for teacher education and secondary specialization to be created for teaching kids with disabilities. Equitable and Inclusion Education NEP 2020. Inclusion on the basis of gender, socio-economic backgrounds, etc., including everyone in the mainframe of the school, is the key aspect of this policy. Education is the single greatest tool for achieving social justice and equality. So NEP 2020 seeks to bridge gender and social category gaps in all levels of school education. As Desmond Tutu says, inclusive, good quality education is a foundation for dynamic and equitable societies. Focus on socio-economically disadvantaged groups, which is SEDGs. SEDGs will be formed and will be broadly categorized based on gender identities, particularly female and transgender individuals, socio-cultural identities such as scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, OBCs and minorities, geographical identities such as students from villages, small towns and aspirational districts, disabilities including learning disabilities, and socio-economic conditions such as migrant communities, low-income households, children in vulnerable situations, victims of or children of victims of trafficking, orphans including child beggars in urban areas and urban poor. So separate strategies will be formulated for focused attention for reducing each of these categories wise gaps in school education. How to ensure equitable and inclusive education. Every stage of school children from SEDGs will be included and will be made a part of mainstream. Increased participation of SEDGs in the schooling system will be strengthened. A gender inclusion fund will be created. Inclusion and equal participation of children with disability and schooling system will also be accorded. Home-based education will be a choice for children who are unable to go to schools. They can be home taught. Teachers must be helped to identify such learning disabilities early and plan specifically for their mitigation. Urgent need for additional special educators for certain areas of school education. Alternative forms of schools will be encouraged to preserve their traditions or alternative pedagogical styles. Students in such schools will be encouraged to appear for state or other board examination and assessment by NTA. Special attention will be given to reduce the disparities for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. Opening of NCC wings in secondary and higher secondary schools will be encouraged. Students will be sensitized through this new school culture brought in by teachers, trained social workers and counselors. Human values such as empathy, tolerance, human rights, gender equality, non-violence, citizenship, inclusion and equity will be a part of curriculum. Efficient resourcing and efficient governance through school complexes or clusters. It takes about sharing of resources by sahodayas and hubs of learning for the upliftment of education. Schools will go for best practices sharing and resource sharing for the overall development of the entire place. A sense of community will be built to overcome the isolation of teachers, students and schools through joint professional development programs, sharing of teaching learning content, joint content development, holding joint activities such as art and science exhibitions, sports meets, quizzes, debates and fairs. Cooperation and support across school for the education of children with disabilities and improved governance of schooling system by developing all final decisions to principals, teachers and other stakeholders within each group of schools and treating such a group of schools which range from. Now, National Education Policy 2020 and CBSE initiatives. How CBSE is planning for this implementation of this policy. Standard setting and accreditation for school education. This tells that some sort of accreditation has to happen in every school. Parameters of accreditation will be rolled out by CBSE soon. Self-assessment tool for schools to review their performance against predefined indicators, benchmarks, easily implementable, transparent and objective tools, focus on enhancement of quality, recognition of excellence, promotion of accountability and benchmarking schools across a range of descriptors or indicators of assessment. CBSE has developed a comprehensive framework termed as School Quality Assessment and Assurance, which is known as SQA. The disclosure will be at school level based on proficiency of school. Technical document standards has been prepared. E-portal for school is being prepared, piloted in the year 21-22 and finally rolled out in the year 22-23. Transforming assessment and examination. A key stage assessment in class 3, 5 and 8 as discussed earlier. Pilot in selected school will be conducted in 21-22 and holistic report card for CBSE school will be prepared. So in the year 21-22 some pilot batch assessment in a mode will be done and checked by CBSE and then it will be percolated to all the schools. Initiatives for capacity building of teachers. As we discussed earlier, 50 hours of mandatory capacity building teachers training is compulsory for teachers. CBSE offers generic as well as subject specific teacher training programs and this will be aligned to cater to the need of newly recruited teachers. Induction programs will be initiated in the year 2022. CBSE has its policy on in-service teacher training. This has been modified to make 50 hours mandatory CPD per year for teachers, increasing it from existing 35 hours. CBSE will prepare small 10-minute mock classroom demonstrating a good class practice for experiential joyful learning. The board has introduced experiential learning, competency-based education, art and sport integrated education already. All schools are mandated to follow inclusive education to provide conducive learning to all students. The board has published 36 manuals to handhold teachers and trainings of teachers on newer pedagogies, classroom management, inclusive education, and subject using 32 training manuals developed by CBSE are being conducted. Work is going on for developing 5 foundational and numeracy training modules which will be used for training teachers in online and blended mode. Curricular initiatives. Art and sport integrated education, this we discussed earlier. Principals are pedagogical leaders and preparation of annual pedagogical plans will be done by principals of the schools. Implementation of experiential learning pedagogies like arts and sports integrated storytelling and gaming, which we have already started. Mathematics and Hindi at 2 levels. English and Sanskrit will also be introduced at 2 levels from the session 21-22. Introduction of 9 vocational courses of 12-hour duration in class 6 to 8 in 2020. Ensuring competency-based education in schools, which means mandatory adoption of learning outcomes by CBSE schools. NCERT will give us learning objectives and schools will need to adopt to those while preparing their curriculum design. In a nutshell, every child should know the learning objectives and he must achieve them, and in order to achieve them, teachers will be well equipped. Creative and critical thinking practice tests will be taken, informal assessments through student enrichment activities will be planned, and introduction of case-based questions in question paper design will be prepared. There will be mandatory online training on experiential learning and competency-based education, development of resource material, handbooks on experiential learning, teachers' resources for achieving learning objectives. Student enrichment activities. Now there are various student enrichment activities CBSE is already conducting. The schools are also conducting. Aryabhatta Ganit Challenge was taken up, Heritage India Quiz students participated, EBSB activities, CBSE Science Challenge, Science Exhibition, Khelo India, Expression Series, Reading Challenge. All these activities, many of them are already prevalent and students are encouraged to participate in. These activities will definitely result in longer time span. Expectations from school. Now, focus is on core essentials or learning outcomes. Focus on foundational skills in lower grades, map curriculum across grades and subjects with defined learning objectives. Focus will be on practical and application-based learning, experiential learning, and enhancing creative and critical thinking skills of students. Enabling teachers to design experiential and application-based activities which enhance the creative and critical thinking skills and other desired skills among students. There will be stress on the importance of foundational skills of literacy and numeracy. Transforming teaching strategies or adopting innovative teaching strategies to develop and strengthen and achieve these foundational skills by grade 3. There will be focus at an early age on reading, writing and learning of basic mathematical concepts, which is known as 3 R's. There will be changes in classroom teaching and in alignment with NEP 2020. There will be define, adapting and adopting learning outcomes and link assessment with the defined learning objectives. Adopting experiential learning pedagogies, integrating subjects and technology to create a holistic learning experience. Integrating the component of digital literacy, scientific temperament and computational thinking, planning lessons grounded in real-life situations and planning to promote multilingualism, identifying and nurturing gifted students and planning for CWSN and SEDGs, socially emotionally disadvantaged groups of students. Bringing changes in assessment pattern, adopting varied modes of assessment, focus more on assessment as and for learning, aligning assessment practices with defined learning objectives and focus on achievement of desired competencies in students, carrying out holistic, a 360-degree assessment of student in cognitive, affective and psychomotor domains, designing, creating multi-dimensional or holistic report card reflecting the uniqueness of each child in cognitive, affective and psychomotor domains, planning to track learning of each child. Removing separations between subjects and disciplines, adopting holistic educational approach by removing hard separations between arts and sciences, curricular and co-curricular activities, academic and vocational streams. Vocational training to students, as it was discussed earlier. It is mentioned in NEP that one bagless day can be planned for hands-on learning of the vocational subjects, popularizing and offering vocational courses training to students. Enabling access and retention, tracking each child and ensuring there are no dropouts, ensuring educational access and retention of SEDGs, help each child to continue education through RTE entitlements, involving all stakeholders in child's learning process and journey, like parents, local administrators, etc., enhancing and enriching student learning through innovative pedagogies, creating safe and conducive environment for learning and teaching, maintain inclusive and clean infrastructure, monitoring and tracking health status of children through periodic health checkup, self-audit on school quality assurance and accreditation framework, which is SQUA, disclosing all financial, academic and operational matters as expected from schools by SSSA, providing enabling resources both to students and teachers, ensuring that all students at all levels of school education are taught by passionate, motivated, highly qualified, professionally trained and well-equipped teachers, recruiting qualified teachers and as per NCTE regulations. Ensuring capacity building at all levels. Build capacity of school management, heads, teachers, staff, parents, community and volunteers. Minimum 50 hours CPD per year for heads and teachers. Mentoring the teachers. Nishtha needs to be compulsorily completed by all teachers. Training regular teachers to teaching some appropriate vocational subjects and training of vocational teachers. Train teachers in identifying, recognizing and nurturing unique potential of every child. Curriculum and pedagogy of ECC and FLN. Use of technology platforms such as Swayam and Diksha. Basic health indicators to look out for and monitor in children. Teaching Indian languages. Shift in teaching learning from rote in inquiry-based, critical thinking, cognitive learning and applied methods. Assessment as learning and assessment for learning. Implementation of holistic 360-degree progress report card. Creation of safe and secure learning environment in school and time-tested as well as new pedagogies. Engaging with parents and community for positive learning and environment. Unless parents know what is happening in the school, this will have an adverse effects. So informing parents about expected learning outcomes and portfolios, home assignments, etc. Sensitize parents of children with physical and learning disabilities, first generation learners. Make home visits if possible and necessary. Now teachers may also make home visits wherever it is possible and if it is necessary for a student's growth. Arranging workshop on parenting and particularly on exam related anxieties and other stress. Engaging with parents to deal with substance abuse, sexual orientation and other adolescence issues. Constantly send information about the activities in the school and child's progress. Sending portfolios back to parents for review and their feedback. Informing parents about what kind of assistance the child needs at home for learning. Newsletters, emails, blogs, memos, etc. can be regular feature. Parents will be volunteering for FLN, field visits, sports and art education exhibition, annual function, school magazine, etc. Exposure lectures by parent specialists like counselors, doctors, sports persons, filmmaker, etc. can be done. Having parent representatives for PTMs, organizing specific events only for parents, involving parents in the community outreach and work undertaken by the school. So, thank you parents for being patient and listening to me. This is just an awareness program for NEP 2020.